Hi, I'm Ian Small, CEO of Evernote, and I'm here today with Sasha, a member of our design team, who's been working on the editor. As many of you are probably aware, we have different editor experience across all 5 of our clients, and that's something we're trying to improve on. Sasha, how are you approaching this challenge?
So as you mentioned, we have currently 5 different editors across our 5 different platforms. And so what this means is that we've had to build the editor 5 different ways and design it 5 different times.
So I see we've actually got an editor here that is up and running, an early version of it.
Yeah, so what you're looking at here is a beta version of the editor, so a lot of this is still in progress. So what we've done is we've tried to really clean up the top portion and focus in on what are the main things that we want the user to be able to quickly see when they first come into the note. The 2 main things that we found that people want to see are, 1, the location of the note, so where the note is located, in which notebook, and 2, the share status of the note. So it's very important to users when they come in to know, is this note something that is only visible to me, or have I shared it with someone who can also see it? And I should probably mention that a lot of this is still in progress. We're doing kind of testing on various portions of what you're seeing on the screen. But with the formatting bar, what we tried to do was organize it into a few sections. So the section on the left is dealing with anything related to text formatting. We've put on the left. On the right here, you've got the insert menu. So this is a new menu that we've added. And what this lets you do is add in other types of content that aren't text into your note.
That's very cool. So let's go back to the formatting bar. I can see there's some things that are a little different here on the left. You want to walk us through some of them?
Of course. So one of the things that we've added is what we call semantic headers. So what you're seeing here is just a quick way to click into any of your paragraphs and be able to add a style. And this style also has with it some meaning. So let's say that I wanted to change goal. Right now it's a small header. Maybe I want it to be a little bit bigger. I can make it a medium header. It's a little bit more important of a section. What this lets you do is, 1, change the style really quickly without having to select it, and 2, it gives that section some meaning. So we can take that and we can do smart things with it in the future, such as providing an auto outline of your note.
I know also historically we've had some challenges with fonts. I get Twitter messages from users who love us who tell me all about some of those problems. What are we doing about fonts?
So fonts were an interesting issue that we've heard come up time and again from users. And the main issue with fonts is that we currently let users select from any font that's available on their device. So if you have some crazy font available on your device and you use it and then you switch devices or you share the note with somebody else and they don't have that font available on their device, they actually won't see all of the styling that you've spent a lot of time putting into your note. And so this was creating a lot of issues.
So what have we done to address that?
So to address that, what we've done is we've selected a set of fonts that we're prepackaging with the editor. So it's a slightly narrower selection, but what this lets us do is everywhere you go, everywhere that you use Evernote, you'll have the same selection of fonts. If I create a note, let's say in slab serif, and I share it with you, it is guaranteed that you will see the same note in exactly the way that I styled it. So that's the huge pro of this approach.
And this isn't just styling the note. I can go and style individual pieces of text.
You can style individual pieces of text, that's right. And we're hoping in the near term to also integrate that with semantic headers so that you'll actually be able to modify what these default semantic headers look like. So if you really prefer, let's say, a script font for your headers and you want them to be purple and a certain size, you'll be able to set that and customize these and really quickly use those styles in your document.
I see we've also got a list here, and it looks like a really nicely formatted list. So what have we done with this checklist?
So with lists, we had in the past bulleted lists and numbered lists, and then we had this other feature called a checkbox. And the checkbox didn't really function truly like a list. Users often combined it with other lists to create, let's say, hierarchy, etc. And what we've done was we've actually introduced this feature called a checklist. So now what you can create is a true list of checkboxes. You can give them hierarchy. You can actually take them, cross them off, and we're able to cross off the entire list item.
So 1 click, and I get a checkbox, I get the list item struck out, and I'm off to the races.
Voila. Yeah, we're really excited about that. The other thing that you're seeing is this little drag handle over here. And so what this lets you do is it lets you grab a list item super easily and move it to a different section of the note. And what it also lets you do is if you've got a section like this at the top that is a parent item with 2 children, you can grab that section and it actually lets you drag its children along with it.
So I see there's a table at the bottom. That must be a clue that we were doing something to make tables better as well.
Yes. So with tables, what we've done is you see the same drag handle that you've got on lists, you can also access on a table. So you don't even have to click into the table anymore. You can just hover, and then you can grab this little...
And then I can put that anywhere I want in the document.
You can drag it around. It's got the same sort of treatment.
What about inside the table?
So once you're inside the table, you can also take any number of cells now, and you can drag and drop them to a different portion of the table. Fantastic.
People are going to love this. All right, what else have you got to show us?
So down here you'll see we've got a few other types of objects that we've improved. So we've got attachments, and what we did was we really cleaned up the look and feel of attachments. We've got these kind of icons that represent the different attachments.
So it looks like it's a movie, a sketch document, an Acrobat document.
Exactly. And then when you actually go to interact with the objects, we have this new system now where you've got this pop-up menu that comes up, and each attachment type has a different set of actions that you can do with it. We're still working to expand the number of things that you can do with each attachment type, but it will be customized for each type of object. So when you grab an image, same thing, you've got this little system that comes up, and it's, as you can see, it's got a slightly different set of options, but it looks the same, and it kind of consolidates how you interact with different things in the note.
That's very, very cool. So what we've seen really are a set of things. One, a redesign of some of the important parts of the overall interface that's around the note, new features inside the note, but we're also looking at bugs.
Yes, we're definitely looking at bugs. We're tracking them diligently, and the good news is that now that it's one code base, it's a lot easier to kind of keep track of and squash them a little bit more quickly.
What are we learning from those users as we get them to use this new version of the editor?
We're really trying to address things that we're hearing, little frustrations that we maybe didn't think were as large of use cases. One example is, so we created these awesome checklists, which is an improvement if you want to use checkboxes as lists. However, what we're finding is a lot of users actually used the old checkbox that we had, which you can place in line. People do all sorts of things, and we don't want to get in the way of the workflows that they're used to. So what we did was we actually introduced this as a separate item here in the formatting bar. So you've got this here, which is a checkbox, and it functions exactly the way that checkboxes did in the past editor. If you click it, or if you use the keyboard shortcut, if you're used to keyboard shortcuts, it inserts it into the note. You can insert multiple. And as you can see, they're visually styled a little bit different from checklists.
So for people who aren't making a checklist, but are actually still wanting to use checkboxes, now they can have their cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
So this is great. This is a part of the process that we talk about when we say every single thing we're doing, we're putting in front of users. Already, with respect to the early previews we're showing of this new editor, we're starting to learn from you about what we're getting right and what we're getting wrong. And we're trying to make it better each step of the way. So thanks very much, Sasha, for talking to us today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tune in next time where we'll talk about something new and exciting that we're working on behind the scenes at Evernote. Take care.